Okay, turtle time. Or raccoon, dog. Uh, I did not mean to click on that. Great. Let's try using another. Why not? Those will save like time, sort of. And maybe by the end of it, I won't actually need to kill turtles anymore. Because once we reach 500, there's no reason to do this method anymore. No, 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 no. Please, just go away, you stupid acorn. You're not even that cute. I gotta turn my voice up. I don't know why I'm telling you this, you don't care. Maybe turn it on the... Okay, so... Unfortunately, it seems that, like, what's it called? Kesha ain't the best for this, because her ability comes up every time. I'm still gonna use her, but, like, eh. 2% my ass. Like, these guys show up so often. I'm not complaining. It gives me some extra kills, because, I mean, I doubt we're gonna catch a shiny one on this route, but, eh. It's a possibility. Anything's possible except catching a legendary on this route. That's actually completely impossible. So, no, not everything's possible. Uh. My plan is to get like 2 hours in, and then obviously if I don't catch it, then, you know. Why is my nose running? What else? So I've been getting back into Minecraft, which is a dangerous thing. For me, like, I guess I've kind of just scared to do, like, end game stuff, always. For some reason. Like, I don't know. I randomly got a wither head, and I just placed it by my nether portal, and I'm like, I should actually, like, try to get 2 other wither heads, because I somehow got a sword with both smite and looting 2, which is really good for finding wither heads, since smite does extra damage and looting makes the head drop more, in case you don't know Minecraft stuff. And I got it within a day of real time, not in Minecraft time. Can I survive 100 days of fighting wither skeletons in Minecraft hardcore? No, I can't. Yeah, so I fought the wither. It was extremely easy. I over-prepared for it. I'm not joking. I had a pretty powerful crossbow to take out the first half, and then, like, I just went in there because, like, since It's also undead. You can just smite does a lot of damage. I almost died, but I well, I didn't. That was yesterday. Today, I fought the Ender Dragon, which this is like my third time ever doing it, and I've been playing Minecraft for like, I wouldn't say 10 years, but like 8 at least. And yeah, I don't know. It always seemed like something that's like too hard, or like something you just don't really do in Minecraft. Like, I've since changed it since like the first time I defeated it was in like 2019. A nerve. And since then, I done it like like twice. I don't know. I guess like pre like end cities, there was really no point in doing it, since like all you get was a lot of EXP, and you could realistically, just set up a mob farm for if you wanted more EXP. But now there's an actual reason to defeat the Ender Dragon. My main reason for this time was to get shulker boxes, because I love those things. Yeah. They're so useful. Like, I'm mostly getting it to get sand to turn into glass, to get glass planes to turn into emeralds. It's a process, I know, but still. All the extra space really helps. And the elytra doesn't hurt either. It's fun to use, but I actually haven't used it yet, because I mean, it's not really flying, it's gliding, and you need rockets to truly fly. I didn't have any. I still don't. I need gunpowder because I think pretty soon I'm gonna go try to get like some netherite. The best way to get that is with TNT. So weird. Minecraft. I wanted to stream yesterday, but out of nowhere my sister was like, "Oh, we should go midnight bowling," and I figured, why not? Although I didn't actually bowl. I mostly went just to hang out with like my cousins, since I really don't hang out with them unless it's like a family event. So, I obviously, well, not obviously, but it was a fun time. I don't know. Doing this was a bad idea, because I there's really nothing like in the game that I really have to talk about, because it's just doing the same thing. I gotta blow my. I'll be right back. I don't know why, but like my nose was fine before, but of course, when I start streaming, it's like, oh no, let me get stuffy for you. I might actually have to do. I ate some hot wings before this, so that may be why. Why is Tina so much like lower level compared to the rest of the team? Not if I really care, but still. Just a weird thing. Oh, I don't think I reset this area. Oh shoot. A dog. A doge. Dogecoin. Haha. Peckett. Pickett's eyes out. Oh shit. That. How did you not like kill it? You're 10 levels higher than it and you're evolved. You stupid bird. Man. Kesha's not even good anymore. I don't. I mean, I never really liked Kesha to begin with. I just named it that for funnies. I mean, free Kesha as well. Ooh. Ooh. What am I gonna name this when I capture it? The obvious thing would be like some kind of rock and roll thing, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm definitely calling the shiny Chulette Bowser because it really just looks like Bowser and or Bowser Jr. Who Bowser Jr. just looks like Bowser but as a kid. In IMO, I mean, if you just put Baby Bowser next to Bowser Jr., they're pretty much the same character. And it is weird that like they're like, oh, let's Baby Bowser, let's just introduce him into the main game series, but like instead of Bowser but a baby, he's Bowser's kid. I don't know. I have no idea. It is weird because like obviously baby Mario and Luigi aren't really characters in the mainline games that aren't like Yoshi stuff. But Bowser Jr. is in plenty of games. He basically acts as Bowser's second in command. Which is interesting. Was Bowser in that one? I forget. What was Bowser Jr. in New Super Mario Bros. Wii? I know it was a big deal because like the Koopalings were, but I don't know if Bowser Jr. was in that one. Where were he? 'Cause I don't think you fight him at all. And it doesn't matter. I know he's in the DS version, but still. Zigzagoon targeted. What else is there really to talk about? Maybe these hunts should just be a weekly thing, so I have more to talk about in between them. No, 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 no. We're not fighting this thing. Fuck squirrels. All my homies hate squirrels. Have I talked about that? Or have I this? I don't know. But I'm on the part of Avatar with the best character, Toph, now. I haven't watched it in a few days, though. I should watch it again. Or continue watching it, I should say. Yeah. So yeah, Toph's my favorite character. And like, an episode right after her, or like 2 episodes later, the one where, like, it's the first one with, like, those four, like, Toph, Aang, and Katara, Sokka all together. And like, they're constantly being chased by Azula. That's one of my favorite episodes, actually, because it feels like a movie, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Like, it feels super long. Yeah, it's like the same 22 minutes. They just fit so much into it, and none of it feels like rushed or bad. I love pretty much the whole episode, especially like the ending, where it's, the 4 elements being combined plus Sokka's boomerang, and Azula still somehow gets away. Hey. Can't wait for them to get to Ba Sing Se, where there is no war. I kind of want to watch the terrible live-action movie, just for the lulz. I mean, obviously, well, not obviously, for those who don't know, I didn't really watch Avatar as a kid, so when it came out, I had no real want to watch it. And then afterwards, I heard it's like one of the worst films ever made, which I find hilarious. Still, I have never seen it. I've seen people review it. Like, I know they like, there's whitewashing and stupid mispronunciations like Ong instead of Aang. But I really never Oh, thankfully it's evolving. Soup is evolving? Oh my freaking god. Soup is now with evil. I cannot believe it. Oh, of course you do. You thief. It's more than any other than quick attack. It's 60 power 2. It's pretty much a better version of Assurance with more PP, which is good, good for this what we're doing with it. What was it? Oh yeah, the live action movie. I wonder what like the kid from that like Aang is doing right now, because he apparently only got the part because he sent in a video of him doing kung fu or whatever, martial arts I should say. And he sent it into M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. And he's like, give him the part. So, he was not an actor beforehand, and I doubt he became an actor afterwards. With how infamously bad that movie is. Shut up, chair. I do like that, Avatar was so popular that Nickelodeon put trust in the fact that it would make a good movie. It would make, well, I was about to say 3 good movies, but knowing Hollywood, they would split the last movie into 2. Because that's just what they do. The last one always has to be split into 2. They did it with, Harry Potter and Twilight. Oh, it's on Netflix. I could watch it. Wow. Noah Ringer. Apparently he was in movies afterwards. Cowboys and Aliens. He was in one movie afterwards, which was Cowboys and Aliens. Other than that, he was on Conan and the Wii game for the last Avatar movie. Which, if I remember right, someone's saying it wasn't terrible. It was a lot better than the movie, which isn't hard to do, so you gotta wonder how good it was actually. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Like, those stupid videos are like, I think this is garbage and here's why. Or, no, it's not even I think, it's this is garbage and here's why videos. I hate those videos because it's always like, this is garbage and here's why. But if you like it, then it's fine. I don't hate you as a person. So it's like, well, you basically invalidated your whole argument by saying that it's not objectively garbage. If you're saying that, then I don't know. Anyways, good April Fool's joke would be like doing that style of video but with Avatar, and then in the end, saying that the movie is far superior. I'm sure someone's already done it because there's no original ideas left on the internet, but still, it'd be funny to do so. By the way, if you do that, you have to make it like 5 hours long, because every single one of those videos is like needlessly like 5 hours long when like half an hour would do. I don't know. Like, you have to bullshit your way through 5 hours of shitting on one of the greatest pieces of media ever created. I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm in the camp that Avatar The Last Airbender is amazing. It's one of the best things ever made. Don't you worry. I will say that I would say that, like, I have unpopular opinions. Needless unpopular opinions most of the time, but like, if I don't like something, I won't be shy about it. Uh, like, I'll needlessly shit on Ocarina of Time anytime I want, because I just don't really like that game. Or, it's not that I don't really like it, it's just, it's one of those things that I just don't get why everyone says is one of the best things ever when it's really not. It's a mediocre Zelda game to me. It's not the worst 3D Zelda to me. I'll say this. I'd rather play it than Wind Waker. I know that I just made more enemies by saying that, but it's unfortunate, but... Or not unfortunate. I don't know. It's not unfortunate that I don't really like Wind Waker. It's just... I remember playing it and being bored half the time because it's like, oh, you gotta sail here, and like there's nothing interesting while sailing. And you've got a giant map to go through. Like, I'm afraid that's what Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna be, except instead of, water, it's air. I mean, what the hell is that? Breath of the Wild, the first one, that's the title of it. Breath of the Wild, the first one, did a pretty good job of like filling like the whole map with stuff to do, shit to do. I don't know why I censored myself, which is awesome. So I have, trust in that they're gonna do that. It's like, while sailing in Wind Waker, you might see one single enemy that's just gonna knock you off the boat and annoy you. Or you might see towers that you'll get 300 rubies for, but you don't have... Your wallet's always already full. You don't get that money, and you need it to get to the end of the game. I haven't actually played it, though, in a long while. I haven't played the HD version, which I know fixes a lot of it, like, but still, I don't know. It's still rather... I think I've talked about this before, but my classic 3D Zelda list is last place Wind Waker, obviously, then Ocarina of Time, I guess Skyward Sword would be in the middle there. I think that's... And then I really can't tell you which I like more, Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess. I like them both for different reasons. Majora's Mask is a really fun game, obviously. And it's probably got one of the best like gimmicks out of all the Zelda games, because having 3 different forms, like it could be like super gimmicky, but they pull it off well. Well, each one has their own like unique abilities and stuff. The only one that does kind of lack is Deku Link, which, like, once you get the Goron, you really don't have any use for Deku. Like, very situational. It's like, here's a flower that you have to use with only Deku Link. It's kind of stupid in my opinion. I really do like the Dekus. They're probably my favorite Zelda race. And I was kind of sad. I'm kind of sad that they really haven't had any prominence in any games lately, because Uh, they've basically been replaced with Octoroks for some reason. It's like here's an enemy that well, originally it was not in the water. It was just roaming around. I guess they've had similar like uses. Like they both just spit shit at you, and you gotta use a shield to deflect it. So I see why, but I don't know. To me, it makes more sense to have a plant that like burrows into the ground and shoots nuts at you than a octopus that does that. Especially when the octopus also has like shrubs for hair, which is the case for like pretty much the Octoroks in Skyward Sword and the one after it, Breath of the Wild. So I don't know. I'm complaining about nothing really. I don't. It really doesn't matter. Like me complaining about this isn't gonna force Nintendo to be like, oh, we gotta put Octorok or Deku's in the new Zelda game. So, and that's how I see most of like complaining online. It's like they got to put this in the next game or else I'm not buying it. It's like, well, then you're not buying it. Your suggestion was to make Zelda naked in the next one. Of course, they're not gonna do that. I don't know. That's how I see most people complaining online. As like, obviously, if there's something big, there's a big issue with some like a game, then yeah. But if you're the only one who's saying it, then maybe don't say it. Or like expect everyone to care about it. I mean, that's one of my main problems with, or my main problem with the Animal Crossing community at the start of the, or when, whatever, what's it called? New Horizons came out, is that everyone was just like, oh my god, we need this, this, and this. And like, oh wow. It's like you're complaining on a subreddit. No one from the game team's actually going to look at this. It's on Reddit, in English. And like, yeah, you're posting to like a subreddit that your suggestion won't ever to actually, get top billing. It got to the point where like every third post on the Animal Crossing subreddit was like the Lisa Simpson meme where she's standing on the stage or something similar to it. The Spider-Man meme. It was getting to a point where every third post was like one of those, like saying, we need to be able to have multiple crafting things. It's like, yeah, you're the fifth person to say that today. Thanks for sharing. It got so bad that they pretty much said, yeah, no, these posts aren't allowed on here anymore. Which I'm glad. Man, I want to play Animal Crossing. And like, I would say that there's nothing really for me to do, but like once August starts, that's basically the month that I stop playing. Like I played somewhat in July, but not really. So I don't know if there's like I also did play in August, but really it was only Sundays during the fireworks shows. Me and my friends would watch them together. But yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's much going on in August. God, it's hard. Like I remember the first few months of New Leaf out, or not New Leaf, New Horizons out, and that was just like amazing feeling. And it's hard to believe that's like over a year ago. And that like this whole situation in the world happened over a year and a half ago. And maybe not a half a year, but still. And it's hard to believe it's already July. Ugh. I remember when the hottest meme in the Animal Crossing community was like how much we hate Egg Day, and like how much your villagers would not shut up talking about it. Now there was a never-ending supply of eggs everywhere. and I was like shocked to see like people posting about it. It's like, it's him, he's back. I'm like, ah, shit, that was a year ago. Referring to Zipper. I also remember last year I was really in, or not really into, but like I basically watched this other streamer, Angie Arcade, every day because like I just had nothing else to do, and I became like pretty active in his chat, especially in the terms of for like Animal Crossing, and I don't know, but like once school, like for some reason I could like I watched him a lot while like quarantine was first happening, and like I was in school but I was at home. But once like September hit, I just like fell off and stopped watching him. I don't really know why. It's not like I had or more work. Uh, Maybe because I actually had like classes to show up to. Like the end of my spring semester, none of my professors thankfully had me or had like virtual classrooms that you had to show up during certain times. But once September hit, pretty much all professors did. So they had figured it out. I mean, it was also the fact that like apparently all my professors also ran online courses, so they're used to like not having to have virtual classrooms. Uh, I'm talking about nothing at this point because no one cares. I could go on about reminiscing about like the early days of quarantine. For like someone who's an introvert who would be fine not leaving his house that much, like quarantine didn't really hit me all that bad. Thankfully. Uh Fuck. Okay, power trip's not gonna be that useful. So yeah. Uh like I don't wanna like, play down like how important the quarantine was. But uh, I didn't mind it all that much, if I'm being honest. Just gave me a reason to stay home. I know I know some people can see that as like a bad thing. Like, how could you say that? But, eh. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's what I would do if it wasn't a global pandemic. The only difference is that I would like be in school, like being there. Why does this capture so weirdly? Like the colors are a bit off. I've noticed. Just a little strange. I'm just lucky that like it's been hitting multiple like more than 2 times, because it is a big possibility that it only hits twice, which ruins the plan. Ooh, like good. It's a Zigzagoon, and it's powerful, but not shiny. Uh, uh. So I don't know if anyone knows of the channel Noggin, uh, but they just uploaded a video showing off the plushies for Gen 2, and like I already hated them to begin with because they're the ones who reminded me that the plushies existed. So uh, not the biggest fan. Well, obviously I'm subscribed to them and I see their videos, but like it's Loxton's fault that I spent some money on some plushies for like Pokemon plushies. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, I didn't do what he did. I know in the first one he spent allegedly around $2,000 buying them all, which is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I bought some of my favorites, like obviously Politoed, which is my favorite Pokemon. I also like the Togepi, and Togekiss, and I'm thinking about buying Spinnerack because that's also one of my favorites. And I'm guessing there's not a lot of merch for it because in the first place, because not a lot of people like spiders, so it makes sense that they wouldn't make spider plushes of it. This also is like what like I sort of like thought this was gonna be a thing, but instead of like them making a plush of every Pokemon, they were gonna make a amiibo of every Pokemon. Cause like if they did that, somebody would be like crazy enough to get all. Like, oh god, what the hell? Why is this the one that you're having trouble with? I was about to say if you missed again. But there'd be someone crazy enough to buy all like 900 amiibos. And like, where would you even put them? I mean, like, I like Pokemon a lot, and even I would only buy like my favorite ones. Like, basically what I'm doing with the plushies, but with the amiibos. Yeah. Ooh, a Zigzagoon. It's always nice to see these guys. Oh, that would be like a great name for it. Maybe. Not as great as I'm thinking of it now that I'm like thinking a lot. Like, so Zigzagoon's like final evolution in this game is called Obstagoon. I'm like, oh, like its name is like supposed to be like obstacle, like oh, it's supposed to stop things. I'm pretty sure. Like it learns moves like that. If I'm not, if I think like its signature move like does damage and keeps the Pokemon from escaping, maybe I might be totally off from that. I never used an Obstagoon, so but I'm like, oh, we should name it Jack Black because Jack Black is famous for having a meme where he's like, oh, it's an octagon, an Obstagoon octagon. It's an octagon. It's also a stop sign that stops things. But Jet Black is also a reference to the color of Zigzagoon, which is half black, but that doesn't work as much for a shiny version of it because It's half, but it's red like a stop sign. It honestly just looks like a Mountain Dew flavor. If I'm being honest, like I named my like shiny Obstagoon Mountain Dew in my personal account because it just it really just looks like a flavor of Mountain Dew. Oh, what's the Patriot? No, the Christmas one. There's a lot of stupid Mountain Dew flavors that I don't get the point of. Did that ever come to like fruition? Like I know someone's like, oh, they're making Dorito. They're making a Dorito Mountain Dew. I don't know if that actually ever existed or if that was just a rumor that was happening. If hopefully it was just something stupid someone posted about on the internet and everyone believed because everyone just believes everything they read on the internet, which is just so great. I'm so glad everyone does that. And then when you present them with real facts, they're like, "Oh, that's not true because I read something different." Like, I overheard like somebody on like watching a video and on the video was like, I hate when people ask me for sources because you don't need a source for everything you say. And like, yeah, I get it. Like, not everything you say needs a source, but like when you're saying stuff like, uh, Queen Elizabeth is a lizard man, and like you just expect people to believe it without proof. I don't know. People on the internet are weird. Oh, good, good. Thank you, Kesha. You're a non-valuable teammate, if I do say so myself. Look at these stupid birds that are also orbs. Kesha. Aw, man. So here we go in the mines. Got Kesha swinging from side to side, side to side. Oh wait, we can actually go like if I ever do find the shiny turtle, that was your cue, asshole. Anyways, there is an actual mine in this game. And I can sing that song for nobody because I don't think anyone actually wants to hear me sing. Oh, thank you. Good, good. Thanks, Kesha. I just love lunging at Pokemon. Is that what it's supposed to look like in the capture? Or is it just capturing weird? Cause like the Chewlet is like slightly darker. Oh. Eh. Ah shit. Why is that open? I usually like close out of Steam and Origin. Steam's already closed out of. I just forgot to do Origin. I'm just scared. Seriously? You were doing more than 3 times plenty of times before. Whatever. Talk to the hand-girdled friend. At least you killed this one. Like, that, it was impossible for Kesha not to kill that turtle. Okay. Run, run, run. Running in the 90s. Remember when that was a fucking meme? Du-du-du-du-du-du. Old school memes were like a different kind of breed. Oh, that's a fox. I didn't know what that was. Because, like, they were very user generated and mostly were from things in the past. But now it's, oh, the celebrity made a funny face. We're gonna make that a new meme. Like, I'm not gonna say all new memes are bad. Like, I do like a good chunk of them. I remember the dun 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 dun. Dun. I don't, Starships one, I think it was called. That was pretty cool. Like, if people get really creative with them, then yeah, they're automatically great, pretty much. Like, and one of my favorite memes of all time is a newer one. It's like the you posted in the wrong neighborhood. Like, that one is amazing. And I will. Oh shit. Ah shit. This might be a long fight. But yeah. 3 to the 1 to the 1, 2, 3. I like good cats. And I like good weed. Let's go now. That one just brings me back to like 2 or 3 years ago. Whenever Overwatch was really popular, because I remember liking pretty much all of the Overwatch. You posted the wrong things, and then Overwatch started to get a lot of hate, and I can kind of see it. It's basically you basically just pay to, well, not win, but to get good costumes, which is fine, I guess, but like it is a little predatory. But man, Overwatch 2, and then I remember like around the time. Ah, fuck me. I remember around the time I was like my last like real big, oh, I'm really into this moment with Overwatch. Blizzard got into like some shit for doing some not so great things, which, you know, it's a big company, so you kind of expect it from them. It's around like early 2019, I think, early to mid 2019. Well, Soup, since you're an evolved Pokemon too, I did not mean to do that. Somehow I managed to use up all of Kesha's moves. I didn't think I would, since Power Trick is pretty bad. But no, that was a critical hit. I was really surprised that that one-shotted it. Hopefully it still does that. Or it does it without needing to be a critical. But let's go. Let's go. I can kill these things all day. Okay, it does not need to be a critical hit. What does the critical hit even look like? I don't remember it ever being brought up in the anime, so it's just one of those like game logic things. Like this specific attack did a little more damage. Good job, Soup. You had one job. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So like yeah, I've been watching Avatar, and one of the funniest moments on my rewatch is like how much the helmsman gave like two shits about Aang escaping in like the second episode. Like he's definitely the definition of not my job. And you really can't get mad at him because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to drive a boat in between two glaciers. I don't have time to um, capture this guy, and even if he tried to, he'd probably get knocked out. Under the deer. I like good, and I like good weed. I'm not like the biggest fan of rap, but like for some reason when they combine those two songs, I loved it a lot. Funny story is that like around that time of that meme's like real height and popularity, uh, all like randomly I was driving with my dad and he had his Eminem CD in and like I was just like obviously listening to it and I like you it was a total shock to me that like that when that one Eminem song where that half of that song comes from came on because I didn't know it came from an Eminem song. I thought it was just like a remix of the same song, but no, they remixed two completely different rap songs, and I just never knew it, or I didn't know it until that time. And I know you got to be the change you want, but I have no musical abilities, and that's also why I haven't made it. I want to make an Among Us, stop posting about Among Us meme, but I also can't. I wouldn't know how to do like a ding noise. Stop posting about Juliet. Well, oh fuck! I pride myself on knowing the whole thing, but apparently I don't. Stop posting about Juliet. It's memes on Twitter. It's memes on Discord or on TikTok. I was in this Discord server, and all the fucking channels was just Chulet. I flipped. I had my champion underwear, and I flipped it over and said, "Hey babe, when the Chulet is sus, ah, ding 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 ding." I looked at the trash can and I said, "That's a little Chulet." I look at my penis and I think of the Chulet head, and I go like, "Penis, more like pea Chulet." That was a very bad bit. Ding, 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 ding. I know Pokemon's a bit taboo online right now since this game because everyone's like, "Oh my god, Game Freak hates Pokemon. That's why they didn't put like two of them in this game." I don't really get like. It was just always weird to me, like, the fact that people are just now noticing that like, these games aren't high class. Like they're fun and I love it. The Pokemon's probably my favorite franchise, but like it was never like something to take too seriously. I guess I don't know. I can't really find the words to like describe it, but I guess like Pokemon's not perfect. It's like, oh my god, what's a useless Pokemon that no one cares about? Wormpole. Wormpole's not in this game. Where's Wormpole? We need Wormpole. Wormpole. I before this game came out, my example was Torkoal, but Torkoal's actually in this game, so I don't think anyone really cared about Torkoal. And like, I don't know, my favorite Pokemon's not in this, or wasn't in this game in launch. Politoed. I had to wait till the DLC came out, and I didn't really care. I think this game's pretty fun, even without like a few Pokemon. And like, I think it's like, so like there's 400 in the base game, and then they added like 200 to the one DLC into. So like 4, 6. There's 8. So wait, there's like 800, and that's around the amount of it. Like if Torkoal's or not, if Wurmple's not in the Crown Tundra, then I'm not gonna really care. I, I might do the Crown Tundra in this one and like hunt the new Reggies, but no promises. Cause I do have it. I bought both DLCs when they were announced. Cause like, why not? I was gonna play them, and then it turns out no, I'm only gonna play one of them, and even then, not too much of it. This is very like mid-tier for me in terms of like the Pokemon generations. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. I'm mostly streaming it right now because it's the only one I really can. I ranked the Zelda games. I could rank Pokemon generations. I only have like a general idea. My least favorite generation is probably Generation 6. Good God, I just cannot go back to that generation. Because it's very stock standard, and I just don't really see much appeal in it. It's very style over substance, if that makes sense. Like, literally, it's like, oh, this is the first game you can change the look of your character. And as someone who doesn't really give a shit, I don't really give a shit. The only thing it really ever did that I liked was introduce fairy types, and I can just use them in the next generation or this one. Like, fairy type is one of my favorite types, and I'm glad Gen 6 added it, but I don't know. They just added it. It's not like it was part of the story or anything. They're just like, oh, I don't know, or here's a new type. To be fair, they didn't really do that in Gen 2. Like, when Steel and Dark were introduced, they didn't really tie into the story, but I mean, I don't know. No. I can't connect it. Why is that what I look like? I look like a punk. Punk. Yeah. I have not, like, when it came out, a lot of people were complaining about Gen 6. I'm like, you can't, that's not right. I was like 13 at the time. So, like, you can't do that. It's a good generation. I like it. And then, like, God, 7 years later, I have just forgotten about it and don't really care much for it. I have no want to replay it ever again, probably. After that, probably Gen 1. Just getting it. Let's just get everyone to hate me. Again, it's nothing that, like, it's fun. Like, it's fun to revisit, but every now and again, but it's just really glitchy and broken. It's hard to believe that it's the first game. Like, that's another thing people say, like, oh my god, how could it's like people complain that this is like this game's like this when like the first Pokemon game was pretty shit, like programming wise, and it's not like that was Game Freak's first game. No, that was not. That was one of their later. It wasn't even their first GBA game. They knew how to make a Game Boy game, but they just made it shit with like all the glitches and like not being able to balance it. I wouldn't say like utter shit, but like you're hard like there is no way you can do a glitchless run of that game. It's really hard to do, especially if you don't like if at any point your an attack misses on either side, or no, on if your attack ever misses, like that can be counted as a glitch because there's an infamous rule where if soup where like even 100% accuracy moves can miss one in every 256 times because like they made the counter like misses like if it randomly generates a number and if it's uh under 255 I think it is, it's like I don't know coding, but like it's a stupid rule because like they made it so that if like 255 equals 255 then it misses since 255 if isn't lower than 255. So it's a 1 in 256 glitch. Like it's the gen that started it all, and it's like my childhood gen because for some reason, even though I like grew up in like the early 2000s when Gen 3 was supposed to be the biggest thing, I mostly revolved my entertainment around the first generation. Like yeah, that and Gen 2 I guess because it was hard for me like for as a kid, it was hard to tell between the Gen 1 anime and the Gen 2 anime because until like I was a lot older, I didn't really know there were generations. I just blended all the games together. So when I saw Ash with like Heracross, I'm like, oh, cool. This is just like him fighting Sabrina. That episode freaked me out as a kid. Like honestly, the Sabrina episode, like if I ever make a childhood fear video like 5 years too late, I'd put that on there. Like that shit was freaky. Like she shrunk them down and turned them in and put them in her dollhouse. I don't know. Should I continue on? Cause like once we get to like the middle ones, I don't really know. I feel mostly the same about Gen 3 and Gen 4. They're just like I wouldn't say I love them, but I wouldn't say I hate them. They're just kind of okay, which is weird because like Gen 4 is kind of my childhood Pokemon game. I know I just said that like, but that was like when I was really young. But like when I was in middle school, I really liked, or not really middle school, like fourth and fifth grade. I was really into Gen 4, but I think I played it so much that it kind of is stale to me now, and I can really see like a lot of its faults. Like one of the biggest ones is the fact that there is just no fire types in that game. There's two, the starter and Ponyta. If you don't like either of them, then you're not using a fire type. What was I gonna say? I had a really good point. Oh yeah, I really hate Gen 4 because for some reason they just didn't put any of the Gen 4 Pokemon in it. They're like, oh, we're gonna add a ton of evolutions to Pokemon in the past, and then they just didn't put it into Diamond and Pearl. If I remember right, Magmar, Magnemite, uh, Togepi, Electabuzz. I think. Let's see. I'm gonna look up the Pokedex for Diamond and Pearl. Pearl Pokedex. Skvills. I just want to take a look. Ooh. Zigzagoon. Zigazig. I really, really, really want a Zigzagoon. A shiny one. If you don't mind. Yeah, like, I just looked through the Pokedex and, like, for that one, and there's just no of, like, like, it's mostly just, like, the baby form ones. Like, Chansey, Snorlax, Mr. Mime, Pseudo-Udo. And oh shit, this isn't what I wanted. And I don't really count those because, like, who really cares about baby Pokemon? Baby Pokemon are a marketing tactic, plain and simple. They don't really add anything to the game except an annoying stage. And even then, uh, you can't really even breed them or for them or, eh. In terms of these Pokemon, it's kind of shit because you you need like they need to be holding special items to even breed for the baby Pokemon. It's kind of stupid if like Licky Licky's not in. I know everyone loves that one. Porygon Z. None of the evolutions they added are really in that game. It's really only Roserade, Mischievous, and Honchkrow, if I remember right, from looking at the list 2 seconds ago. Like that's why I'm really not excited for the Diamond and Pearl remake because unless they actually add in the Pokemon they added to Diamond and Pearl, nothing's really gonna change from it. And there's also no fire types. Diamond and Pearl probably has one of the worst Pokedex in the game, and that's saying. I mean, I don't know if that's saying a lot or not, but and like Platinum fixed a lot of it. Like I'm glad that Platinum came in and like actually added the Pokemon added to this generation in. Yeah, like we really needed a Psyduck and Wooper. Oh, Ambipom. I forgot about that one. That was also added in Diamond and Pearl. What a shit Pokedex. The worst thing about Gen 4. Like, that's why no one ever plays Diamond and Pearl. They played Platinum. I also hated, like, the discourse around this game, around Sword and Shield, because everyone's, like, a lot of people's points were like, what if the Diamond and Pearl remakes come out and you can't trade between the two games? It's like, that's a very big hypothetical that the Diamond and Pearl remakes are being made. They are now, obviously, but still, like, don't just. It's kind of a big leap to say that Diamond and Pearl are getting remade. Why do people want remakes, anyways? Like, I get for like Gen 1 and 2 because like to update them to the standards of later generations that are a lot better, like held items and physical special split. But and I guess Gen 3 to an extent. Eh. But what needed to be like mechanically updated for Gen 4? It's basically the last big thing, because like Gen 4 is where they had the special physical split. But after that, they didn't really add too much gameplay differences that really need to be in Diamond and Pearl. Like, I'm fine without the experience all, or the weird EXP like thing they changed. Eh. Like, and I'm not saying there's nothing about Gen 4. Like, I'm I'm really hoping they take out HMs in that game. That's like, God, HMs are the worst in that one. I'm happy they've done away with HMs. It was a weird way to stop progression, and like the fact that you can't delete HMs. Oh, okay, that makes sense actually. Well, in terms of Gen 1, it made sense because, like, say you had your Pokemon forget cut, but you're in like Erica's gym, then you're just stuck there forever. But in later games where HMs have their own pocket, they could have taken it out. Like, you can't really get rid of HMs in Gen 2 and onwards, so forcing you to keep it doesn't make sense, because if that Pokemon could learn it but forget it, like, uh, if that Pokemon could forget it, then they can relearn it. Sure, it'd be annoying because you probably wasted a TM on for it to forget that, but that's your own damn fault. Uh, Ride Pokemon, and like, this game doesn't even really have anything to do with HMs. The bike's pretty much the only HM you need because it's Surf. I guess you could like complain that there's really no strength puzzles, but did anyone really want strength puzzles? Was that something you needed? Are you sad there's no strength puzzles? I guess I could just give my Hoenn. Definitely my most meh game. Like, when I was younger, for some reason I had a big hate boner for that game. Like, I'm like, oh, it's the worst one. Like, and I hadn't even played it. And then I played it, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. And it is pretty fun. But meh. I'm meh about the starters. I'm meh about pretty much the whole Pokedex. Like, there are a few Pokemon in that. Like, I really like Ninjask and Shedinja. Those are two awesome Pokemon, especially since they're like connected and like that stuff. But I can't say that it's my favorite generation at all. I like the villain. It's got one of the better villains, but he's basically just eye candy, Archie, and that's really only in the remake also, which, other than Archie's redesign, is not that great. It's a pretty piss poor remake, and that's another reason why I wasn't really looking for the Pearl remake. Like, they did such a lukewarm job with Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby that it doesn't really make you want them to doesn't make you want to have another remake. Is what I'm saying. That's really all I have to say about Hoenn. It's fun. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. Uh, 5 is probably Gen 5. It's probably my favorite generation. It's the only one that actually feels like it's trying to tell a story. And unfortunately, since everyone hated it when it came out, Game Freak recoiled real hard and then made Gen 6 like the safest thing ever. And it's kind of disappointing. It's really the only generation where I feel like Pokemon's something more than a dumb like game that has cute animals in it. I'm not saying it's saying anything profound, like, but it does like it feels like something that seriously serious that would be brought up in Pokemon. Like, oh, Pokemon should be. Why do Pokemon? Or, especially, it's an argument that's being levied against Pokemon a lot. Is that, oh, Pokemon's cruel. You're stuffing animals into small balls. And unfortunately, I don't really do too much with it. But still, there was an attempt, and I can appreciate it. Yeah, and I just love a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon. I know a lot of people say they're ugly, but you're ugly. You ever looked in a mirror? Uh, and like they had to design like 160 Pokemon for it. It's no surprise that they kind of like cut that number like in half and then in half again for the next generations because Gen 6 through 8 really only introduced like 80 new Pokemon each, which is fine. I'd rather them be like more, uh, you know, quality over quantity. But even then, I really like a lot of Gen uh, 5 Pokemon, like Joltik. Basically anything caught in Chargestone Cave, weirdly enough. Joltik, Kling, Klung, Pharaoh Seed. I like Amoonguss. Fungus, I mean. Amoonguss. I will say, I don't really like the stock standard bird and early game normal type. Patrat and what was it? Pidove. They're okay. There's just so much that, of course, there's gonna be some that's okay and some you're gonna love. That brings us to Gen 7, and weirdly enough, it's my second favorite generation. I just love it so much. One of my like it's a totally biased reason, but I just love tropical settings, and it's the only one that really feels like a tropical one. I know that Hoenn is also supposed to be fairly tropical compared to the other regions, but I don't really see it too much. I mean, I guess it's just like the limited 3D graphics of the GBA. I'm joking. They're 2D, obviously. It was a joke. But yeah, the limited graphics of the GBA, you can't really show it all that well. But like, man, I really like tropical settings, and I really like pretty much all the Pokemon in Gen 7. Like, sure, there's like Pokemon like Bruxish that I'm not the biggest fan on, but that's one bad apple. I also just like the characters. Like it's really the only time I got invested into the characters. Like especially how colorful of a cast they are. Can't say I hate any of the trial captains. Yeah, I hear that like the biggest detractor for some people is that it feels like a long cutscene of a game, and I don't know. I can see that, but like at the same time, not really. Maybe because I actually like a lot of the characters. Like, oh, what's his name? What's the dark type guy? The dark type Kahuna. He's really fun. Nanu. Nanu. He's fun. And it's fun to see him. Yeah. That's what. One of the weird things about the anime is that they made all the trail captains like friends, and they all live in the same island. which doesn't make sense. And like they're no longer the trial captains. It's weird and I don't get it. But what are you gonna do? Shit. Keep forgetting to shift that. Man, I never noticed how long shiny hunting takes. I think we were at like 250 last time. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not even at 300 yet. Then again, we did use like I'd say 25 quick attacks because we had to use it twice a few times. So we're at least 275. I don't know. Next time I shift around my team, I'll check. Why not? I've been keeping it a secret till like the end of the stream, but who really cares? Shit. Hey, fuck. I want to play Sonic Heroes. It's a game that I like more than the average person. Even though I recently played it, like, I think actually, not recently, like 2 years ago. And like, I'm like, oh, this isn't as good as my memories make it out to be. Which is fine. I also want to play that. Sonic Sonic Adventure 2. Is a game that is under a lot of like critics. A lot of people don't like it like now, but whatever. Ever since Sonic has entered 3D, he's had a rough patch. Shut up. I like Sonic. If you don't like Sonic, that's your fault. I don't know. Sonic just always seems to have like the most like haters, I guess. I would say like I'm a hardcore Sonic fan. I like Sonic well enough. I think it's fun when it's fun, but like when it's terrible, it's pretty terrible. I remember I remember when I completely lost my train of thought. God, I am an idiot and a half. Anyways, when Sonic Forces came out, at that point I knew to wait until the reviews came out for it. I mean, so I waited, and turns out it wasn't that great. I'm like, oh, at least I get to see people play the game all funnily. But even then, it got old fast because everyone made the same character. That one character with the big, giant eyes that stare into your soul. And then I got it for free when it came to PS Plus. And goddamn, was it okay. Its biggest draw was the character creation, and I probably made the worst one because I was a bear, and I don't even like each character has their own special ability, and I think the bear is the worst one. It has something to do with the Wispin, and it was pretty terrible. I know that like the cat or the bird are the best because like one of them has a double. I'm guessing the bird has a double jump, and the cat can hold on to one ring. So that's fun. Actually, no, it's not that fun. Like, I couldn't believe that like people spent full price on the game on it. I guess I could also talk about that. They basically had a Sonic Direct like last month. In it, nothing like spectacular wasn't like. I know the next 3D Sonic game was announced, but it was like a 30-second trailer with no gameplay, and I'm really getting sick and tired of those things. Like, either show us some gameplay or don't show us anything. You could also, like, it's basically the same thing as like, oh, them writing to a game journalist and the game journalist is saying, oh, the next Sonic game is in development and will be out eventually. Oh, because like I said, the trailer really didn't show anything. They're also porting Sonic Colors, which is a Sonic game I haven't played, but according to everyone under the sun, is like the best Sonic game over the last 20 years. So who knows? I might get it, and I might play it on stream. I don't know though. Might not. I also don't know uh, how much I'm going to stream once September hits, because my job's probably going to start back up, and there's also school. So, though I'm sure there's going to be still nights where I got nothing else to do but stream. So. It's gonna be real different. I was gonna try to make July into like the month of streams, but uh, last 2 days I just didn't really feel like streaming. So, or like yesterday I was busy, and the day before that I didn't feel like it. So who knows? I definitely want to finish Metopia before the end of July, which is probably gonna happen. I think I only really have one more stream of it, and I beat it, and but there's also like a post game and new content after the post game, which I'm not sure if I really want to do, at least on stream. I'm only promising beating the main game, because it is a fun game to play, but I kind of hate that I limited myself to only playing it on stream. I hate streaming. Why do I do this? I'm going to break my fingers. Oh man, I want to play that again. I hadn't time. It was a weird game that like I played every January except for this one. That was a weird because like January of 2019 I got my PS4, and like I got that, and then I bought it for my Switch the next year because for some reason the DLC isn't on the PS4 but is on the Switch. So I had to buy it again. And for those of you asking, like, oh, why didn't you play it on your PC? It's because I didn't have a gaming PC at the time, so I couldn't play it on it. I can't play on what I don't have. Ooh. I haven't seen a zigzag in a long ass time. Man, remember the time I actually had shit to talk about? Like, I talked about every Pokemon game, and that still didn't fill in 2 hours. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. Oh no, that was a bird. Okay, I guess it's now time to talk about every single Pokemon in order. Uh, Starting with Bulbasaur. Uh, he's okay. I I do actually really like Bulbasaur and the whole line. They're probably my favorite out of the Kanto starters. I don't know, they just got a good design. They're frog-like, and that's all you really need from me. I don't know why I like frog Pokemon so much. I don't like frogs all too much in the real world. IRL. Uh, the Charmander line, I hate it. I really do. I hate like eh, if it was only contained to Kanto, that'd be fine. But no, Charizard's like the one Pokemon that has outlived, like outgrown its one niche of Pokemon history. Ugh. And now it's basically like a tertiary main Pokemon or something akin to like Pikachu, basically like a Lucario is what I'm trying to say. Like a staple of Pokemon, but like not like the mascot and not like a secondary one. Is what I'm trying to say. If that makes any sense. Is Lucario in this one? I forget if Lucario is in this game. Probably. Like I said, it's one of the Lucario is like a Pokemon that a lot of people like and a lot of people love, if you know what I mean. Uh, which is interesting. The Squirtle, I literally have, I don't have much of an opinion on. It's Squirtle. I like its voice in the anime because it sounds like they smoked one too many. Squirtle. No, that's not what Squirtle sounds like. That is not what he's. What's after that? Caterpie, I think. Uh, I'll just talk about Caterpie until I find look up the Pokedex. The Caterpie line. It's again nothing. I don't have much on. I think Butterfree's pretty cool. Uh, oh shit! The official Pokedex from Pokemon.com. All right. It was what the weird. Okay. Um, Caterpie, the Caterpie line. I think Butterfree is a pretty cool Pokemon, and it's kind of like been overshadowed by a lot of things. In terms of bug type, it's pretty weak and not great, but still. Weedle line, the best I can say about that is I really like Shiny Beedrill, and I think it's a underrated shiny. Other than that, I don't care much about it. Pidgeline, don't really care. Redicate, don't really care. Spearow, it's okay. It's an okay line. I mostly remember it because of Chugga Conroy's Fire Red Let's Play, where he chose Spearow over Pidgey and named it after someone. I don't named it after someone. Ekans, don't really care. Like, wasn't Ekans like no? No, that was Pikachu and Meowth were like made to be rivals, like from the beginning. Not Ekans and Pikachu. I was thinking of a different prey for mice. But yeah, don't have much of an opinion on Ekans. I'm sorry to say. Pikachu is obviously the mascot. You either really love him or really hate him. And to contradict that, he's pretty cool. Sandshrew, kind of, like, I don't want to say overrated, but like I don't really get the appeal of Sandshrew all that much. Like, yeah, he's cute, but like, that's about it. Uh, I think the Nidoking and Nidoqueen line are pretty awesome. They have awesome designs, and they're pretty powerful. I gotta change. Oh yeah, I was gonna also check. Watch me forget to change my Pokemon again. 63. Oh shit, 400 on the dot. Shit. Instead of reviewing every Pokemon, especially the ones I don't have any, uh, you're out of line, right? Oh no, you got two. I thought you were done. I'm just checking. Okay, no. It's not until 500 that I guess the shiny rate increases ever so slightly. Uh, Not really. It goes from 3% to 3%. I don't really know what that means. It goes from 1 in 819 to 1 in 682, which is something. I mean, it shows it itself. Oh, hey, another Zigzagoon. Really, really, really want a Zigzagoon. Okay, this is the final time you can fight. Actually, no, it wasn't. And I... Go, Travis. Good job, Travis. Hey, look, a turtle. That's not a turtle. SpongeBob lied to us. Oh my god. Get over here, you stupid turtle. Mine turtle. That's another thing. I could name this if I really wanted to. Because it does... It's slightly reminiscent of Mine Turtle from ADSF movies, which is a weird thought that ADSF is still continuing. Like, it just recently uploaded its, like, 14th episode, I want to say. I remember really being into it, like, at the beginning of high school, when I was still cringy. I am a Stegosaurus. When I thought only... I mean, I still think this. Back when I thought I was funny just by referencing something funny I watched online. And I still haven't changed all that much. Good times, good times. it is weird that like a fairly simple design change takes a Pokemon that I didn't care about at all to a Pokemon that I really like. Because there isn't much difference between the Galarian and the regular Zigzagoon. Uh, I- very minor, like the brown turned to black, uh, the mask turned into shades, and it's sticking its tongue out. It not much of a difference compared to like Alolan. I guess it's around the same changes as like Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales. Because Alolan Vulpix is basically just a white Vulpix. Alolan Ninetales does look a lot different. Sort of like it's basically just white or like grayish with flowing tail. Ooh, we're getting lucky with Zigzagoons for some reason. Still not a shiny one, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Thank goodness that electro types can't be paralyzed. I like how its animation sped up because it was like if your Pokemon's low in HP, then or like a Pokemon's low in HP, then its animation was slower. But like it fast enough to die or sped up. God, shit. No, don't salute that asshole. Well, unless a shiny wants to appear in the last 10 minutes, then I guess we're not gonna find it this stream. Yamper also might die because it's not good enough. Sneak attack. Ugh, what is there to say? I, I could go back to shitting on Pokemon. The Clefairy, or like Stupid. Uh, actually, no, I really like the Clefairy line, especially since they were made fairy types later on. Normal Vulpix and Ninetales don't have much of a opinion on them. Never really had. Jigglypuff is an interesting one because it's one of the weird Pokemon that's in Smash Brothers. And like, if Smash Brothers was made in like Gen 2, then it would definitely not be in. But the only reason that Jigglypuff is in Smash Brothers is because she's basically a like legacy character now, and you can't really take her out at this point. I'm pretty sure that like she almost got taken out of Brawl. I keep calling it a girl. It. Um, and that's why Jigglypuff like wasn't part of the main story in Subspace Emissary, because she was almost taken out, which is weird, because like the other two characters that weren't in it were Toon Link and Wolf, which were both clones and got put in at the last minute, while Jigglypuff was like a staple character at that point. So it's weird that she almost got taken out. Hitman style. Uh, Speaking of Subspace Emissary, here's an embarrassing story. The first time I played it, I was a very spoiled child. I hadn't played a Legend of Zelda game yet. And, well, I didn't know Ganondorf was Ganondorf was from the Zelda universe. I didn't know he was, like, the main bad guy. I thought he was a new character created for Subspace Emissary. I mean, it made sense to me at the time because in his first appearance he was, kneeling for what's his name, Master Hand, who was a character created specifically for Smash Brothers, and one of the other leaders of like the ancient minister, spoiler alert, was a Rob, who technically isn't a video game character. He's a video game accessory. But I also didn't know that at the time, so did I? I might have seen the Irate Gamers video on it, which I know sounds sad, but like I did find the Irate Gamer before the Angry Video Game Nerd. Eventually I did find the Angry Video Game Nerd, though, afterwards, and liked him a lot better. So, fight me if you want. I do think that he got like a little too much hate, though. Like in terms of clones for the Angry Video Game Nerd, he's not the worst. But like the AVGN isn't just someone who shouts profanities at wait, no, I don't want that. No. Ugh. 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 Okay, well, we got a turtle. Sure. I guess get rid of Tail Whip. Ugh. By the way, oh yeah, I was talking about Smash Brothers. I don't want it to be updated. So yeah, I guess at the time I thought the only another weird thing about Subspace Emissary is that like since none of the characters talk, it was hard to get a good gauge on the story. I guess it's somewhat implied that like King DDD is not totally like with the other bad guys, or like he's not even really a bad guy per se, but still because he straight up steals from Wario at one point, but like also in that same scene he kind of kills Luigi, so it's weird. Like I think at the time I thought that, oh, he's just like stealing from Wario so he can he's stealing from Wario so he can look better and make Wario look worse in front of Ganondorf and Master Hand and Taboo. But no, he's like starting an army. I mean, the weirdest part is that the little diddly bops that he places on Ness and Luigi end up reviving them eventually, which is weird. I mean, this is what I'm saying when I talk about the fact that they're without like any voice acting. It's weird because when you first see them, you're like, "What? What did those revive them? Like what?" Like Kirby also eats one that revives him. It's just weird. By the way, when I say kill, I mean turn into a statue, and when I say revive, I mean not turned into a statue. Like, it makes more sense once you see it. Like, in the Subspace Emissary game, the, you know, to faint, they don't die, they just turn into statues of, like, the characters, and it's, like, the actual statues you get when you beat the story mode, or not, the classic mode and adventure mode. All-star mode, more like, with a character. It's weird. Man, I don't know why I'm just so reminiscent of, like, early, from my perspective, early internet culture. It's probably more like mid internet culture at this point. Basically stuff from like 2008 to 2012 type stuff. Because I also just remembered that like these things called Super Smash Brothers bloopers existed, which is basically just people making machinimas of Super Smash Brothers and making tired old jokes like Sonic's on speed or whatever, or stealing tricks from Family Guy. I remember that. Like, I think it was like my favorite like creator of that was basically like, oh, he basically stole a joke from Family Guy, or if I remember right, it's like Ness and Lucas. One of them's like, remember when you made fun of my shirt? Well, you can burn for it. Which is from like that one Family Guy episode where they get superpowers because it's a non-canon episode. By that I mean like, it's this weird I don't know. Do I need to explain it? It's basically a Treehouse of Horror, but Family Guy did it, but only once. Well, they did it again several years later. Why do I need to over-explain everything? With that, I think I'm gonna end it off. Well, let's go like 2 hours even, or 3. No, it's 2 hours. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't even. How would I be able to do a 12-hour stream? I barely have enough stuff to fill 2 hours, especially doing this. Okay, we're gonna go until this patch doesn't have anything I want. Anything of interest, I should say. Okay, and that's nothing of interest. Well, we didn't get it this time, boys, but maybe next time. Well, why not? I'm always gonna be, because like they're gonna reset as soon as I like come back. So like it's a what if scenario. Like, I don't have to over explain this. It'd be funny if one of these is the shiny. I'm just saying it would be funny. It could be. Give me a good chuckle. Give me a good hee haw, ha ha lol, shiny turtle. Uh oh, stinky. Uh oh, stinky. Oh, you're bringing out the big guns. The biggest guns would be a shiny version of that, though. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Okay. That is the end of this. I will see you guys for the next stream. Hopefully, the next one will actually, capture or find the shiny and capture it.